Hey guys, this is Steve. Welcome back to the Voodoo Paradox. Just started school this week and I went to the fitness center there at school. I signed up for a fitness center class. And it just reminded me of a story that happened to me last year when I started exercising. So I started this class and I started losing weight. I was about 295 pounds at the beginning of last year. And so far I've lost maybe about 35 pounds. I'm down to about 260, 255, right in there somewhere. One day I went in there to run on the treadmill, and I came out, and it was a pretty bright sunny day, a nice spring day, and my vision just went white. So I stood there for a second before walking to my car, and I let it pass. It passed in about 5 minutes, and I continued walking to the car. So I get to the car, and I sit down in the car, and I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure I'm okay now. So I start the car, I back it out, and just in the process of turning the car to back it out, my vision started or not blacking out, whiting out again. So I pull the car back into the spot, and I sit there for another maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. After about 3 more tries, I eventually feel good enough to actually drive home. And it's just a short drive, about 10 minutes home. So I get home, and I'm not totally whited out, but everything's like super bright and just a little off, a little wonky. I get out of my car, I close my door, and I feel myself whiting out again just from standing up. So I put my arms up, and I just lean up against my truck like this. And the next thing I know, I'm waking up on the ground. I passed out. So I get up out of the driveway, off the gravel driveway. I come inside. I just grab a quick ham sandwich, thinking I just need to put some food in my belly. I'm eating this, and I'm like, okay, I need to call my wife and let her know what happened. So I call her up, and I'm like, no big deal, hon. I just passed out in the driveway. I'm having a ham sandwich. Don't worry about it. I'll be fine. She automatically said, no, you need to go to the hospital. You need to go see your doctor right now. And I'm like, I don't want to go see the doctor. It's such a pain in the butt. You have to sit there and wait. I'm just gonna have a ham sandwich. I'm sure I'll be fine. But she kept on insisting, so finally I relented. And I go into the doctor's office and I tell the doctor, I passed out in my driveway today, and my wife wanted me to come get checked out. And he's like, you passed out? Yeah, you need to go to the hospital. So he sent me straight to the hospital. I drive myself, which I really shouldn't have been driving, even though I did feel better at this time. I wasn't whiting out anymore. So I really shouldn't have been driving, but, it's the only way I had to get around. So I drive to Silver Cross Hospital, and I admit myself, and they bring me up there, and they start doing all these tests, okay? They give me an MRI, they give me an ultrasound, an X-ray, all these different tests. So the tests start coming back, and they tell me my carotid arteries are 80% blocked. So I'm freaking out a little bit, because I don't know a lot about biology, but I know arteries that are 80% blocked is not good. My father had a quintuple bypass when he was younger than I am now. So I'm freaking out. I have a family history. They're telling me my arteries are 80% blocked. So they come back with some more tests. And it turns out one of my vertebrae is fractured. And I'm like, I just fainted in my driveway. I mean, how could I crack one of my vertebrae just fainting in my driveway? It turns out, though, I'd been in a car accident about 2 months before this, and I was out in Bolingbrook, and the guy rear-ended me coming up on the highway. He wasn't paying attention. He was talking to his girlfriend, and he just slammed into the back of my truck, totaled my truck. Between the time that I'd been in the accident and I got admitted to the hospital this time, I'd actually run a 10K race with a fractured vertebrae. So I'm sitting there, I'm freaking out because of my carotid arteries, and I have a fracture in my back. I'm already freaking out. And the last doctor comes in and he tells me I have pneumonia. Okay? So somehow I broke my back, I've driven my blood pressure way too low, and I have pneumonia. So I'm sitting there in the hospital, and they have me on bed rest, and I can't do anything, and I'm just stuck in bed, and I'm just sitting there, and I really don't want to pee into this canister thing they gave me, and I'm just putting it off for as long as I can. I'm hoping somebody will come in the morning and tell me I'm fine and I can get out of bed, but nobody comes, and it's about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just can't stand it anymore. So I grab the thing, and I'm trying to make it happen there in bed, and of course, wouldn't you know, as soon as I try to go to the bathroom, a nurse comes in while I'm trying, and I was covered up, but it's just that's the way it always works. So, all right, so the next day after this, the doctors come in again, and my back is definitely fractured. They show me the X-rays. It is definitely fractured, but it's super minor. After my neurologist comes in, the cardiologist comes in, and he looks at the MRI they took of my carotid arteries, and he's like, "Who read this thing?" He tells me not only is my carotid artery not 80% blocked, but it's only like 10% blocked, and that's pretty normal for a guy my age. So they wind up just putting me on some medicine for my pneumonia. My back is just I have a restriction because of the fracture in my back, and I actually have no problems with my carotid artery whatsoever. And they took me off of my blood pressure medication, which just brought my blood pressure up to a normal level. So it was this big circus, and just because I was trying to get healthier. So seriously, guys, when they tell you to go see your doctor before you start exercising or change your diet, it might be a good idea. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week. One thing I did want to let you guys know is that I've started school this week, so I'm going to be having homework. I'm going to be getting busier. I will do at least one video a week. I'll try to do more, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, but the good part of this is I'm going to set myself a schedule. I will be updating my videos on Monday. So every Monday, the Voodoo Paradox will be updating. All right, guys, thank you very much, and don't forget to be awesome.